Hello bookish friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, oh my goodness, I just realized I'm not muted on my sprints. Hold on. Anywho, sorry about that. I'm doing reading sprints right now for Camp Season-a-thon. And if you don't know what Camp Season-a-thon is where my good friend Melanie over at Completely Melanie, aka BookTube Mama, she is the host of Season-a-thon that happens every single season. Right now, of course, we're in the summer rounds, and so it's Camp Season-a-thon where there's 16 reading challenges you have to complete. Some of them are non-reading challenges and others are reading challenges, but that's not the video we are here for today, although I do need to film that next. But today I wanted to do my book haul video for the month of May, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of books to get through. So grab a snack, grab a drink, grab a blanket, let's curl up and talk about all the books I got in my May book haul. I'm so excited because book hauls are like one of my favorite videos to film and watch on YouTube. So let's just sit down and have a chatty good time. Also, the day I'm filming this video for you guys, it's currently my birthday. I'm officially 27 now. What the heck? How are we getting so old? Ew, I hate it. Anywho, let's start off the book haul with what I'm currently reading, and what I'm currently reading is Silver in the Bones by Alexandra Bracken. This is the first book of a new fantasy duology that is a King Arthur retelling from a female's perspective, and I'm really enjoying this one so far. It's a little bit of a slow start in my opinion from Alex because I've read the majority of her works before and I just haven't got around to this duology. I own book 2 on my shelf, which is sitting behind me that you guys can't see, but I own book 2 because of owlcrate. So maybe I'll binge this one this weekend. I don't have a whole lot of plans made for my birthday weekend. So hopefully I can just chill at home and just binge the series, you know? So this is what I'm currently reading. I just got to page 100 in here and it's still a little bit slow, but again, I'm hoping it will pick up sometime soon. Okay, let's jump into, where are my books? Okay. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm trying to grab them, but one of them's at the bottom. So let's start this monthly book haul off with what I got from Book of the Month. If you don't know, Book of the Month is a book subscription box where you get sometimes one monthly credit and 4 to 5 add-ons for your box. And this month I only picked 2 books. My main pick for this month was Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. This is a first book of an adult fantasy trilogy, duology. I'm not sure how many books are going to be in this universe, but can we take a moment to appreciate the gorgeous edges on this Book of the Month edition? Yes, please. I was so excited to receive this one. This one says, the daughter of a bounty hunter, the knight sworn to protect her, the prophecy that destroys the lives. What? I'm so stoked. It's been a while since I read from Veronica Roth, so this will be like my first forte back into her writing, and I am very excited but also a little nervous just because, like I said, it's been a while since I read from her, but the last couple series I read by her has been 5-star reads for me, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this one has in store. I also heard Veronica Roth talk about this book at Y'all West when I was there in April, and the way she described this book, it sounded so cool, so I was so happy that Book of the Month did something for Veronica Roth's new novel. I'm running out of space to put my books. The add-on that I got for the month of May is The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee. This will be my second Fonda Lee book that I've ever read. I'm buddy reading this with my friend Karaina and Kaylani from Karaina, She's Dreams and Words, and Kaylani over at Kaylani Simply Me. We were supposed to read this in the month of May, but all 3 of us never got around to reading it. So we're going to be pushing this into June. So you'll see this in my June TBR video, which I'm planning to make today as well. This is an adult fantasy standalone. It's an epic science fiction like Fonda Lee can write. Set in a world where money trumps loyalty, the elite have the power to extend life or end it, and one woman in the twilight of her calling must decide what's ultimately worth living or dying for. I don't know too much about it. I know it's like a sci-fi thriller and it's a standalone, and I'm really curious to see if I will love this one because I read Breath of the Dragon by her recently and I really loved it, so now I just want to dive into all her works. With the month of May, I sadly canceled my L'Oreal box because that book subscription is just too much for me to handle right now. Although their books are really pretty and I love each of the edges they do each month, the pricing for it I just can't afford, so I sadly canceled that. And so I joined Aardvark, or I've been with Aardvark lately, and so I got 2 books from them as well. And then let me grab those. So yeah, I got 2 books from them as well. The main pick I got for the month of May is Cherry Baby by Rainbow Rowell. This is an adult fiction rom-com situation, I believe. I don't want to know too much about this one. I've read books by her before and I loved them. Some of them I haven't loved, but this is the newest release by her. And this one has been getting a lot of good praise lately. So when I saw that Aardvark had it for their monthly selection in the month of May, I was like, yes, please, you're coming home with me. And so I put this in the cart immediately, and hopefully I'll read it this summer. I feel like this will be a great, like, sitting by the pool read or something like that. And I love how every single book has like different color combinations on their original cover. So that's really cool that they do that. So super stoked. This was on my April new releases list that I had, and I just never got around to reading this. So hopefully again this summer I can do so. And then this one I haven't heard anything about, but then I saw on the website that it was queer. I believe this is a male-male romance, if I'm not mistaken, which is perfect for Pride Month. And that is How to Fake It in a Society by K.J. Charles. This is a adult standalone novel that is contemporary, but also a mix of historical fiction, which I don't generally read a whole lot of historical fiction, but I read the synopsis on the website and it kind of sold me. I was like, ooh, this is interesting. And I love how the tagline is, Step 1, don't fall in love. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes. And again, never read anything by this author, but the synopsis of it intrigued me. And it's something outside of my comfort zone, so I want to try and branch out some more this year. Now this next book, I'm really excited to show you guys. This book I got as a hardcover for $4 at my library book sale. That is Heat of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is book 3 of the Saga Press. What is it? The Kinder's Curse Saga series. This is book 3 in hardcover. And I got it for $4 freaking dollars at the library. I was like, what the heck? Somebody's gonna get rid of their pretty edition of Heat of the Everflame. I'm so excited for this. This is on my 26th and 2026 TBR. I just checked out the audiobook of this one from my Hoopla account. So hopefully this month I'll get around to it. If not, I'll save it for the fall time because that's when book 4 will come out. I forgot what the title is called, but book 4 is coming out later this year. So maybe I'll just binge read these last 2 installments and then wrap up the series later in the year. I'm not going to say too much about this since it is a sequel. And then going back to my book box, I got a copy of Stormbreaker by Nisha J. Tooley. This is a YA first book of a new duology. Book 2 already got a title announcement called Stormbreaker, or Stormcaller, I think is what it's called. I'm a fake fan. So sorry. But this is a beautiful owlcrate edition. I'll leave my owlcrate unboxing of this one up above or down in the comments below. But look at this beautiful edition. I love how it's all purple and black on the back. The back has a quote says, "You're the best kind of trouble I ever found in my life." Ooh. And it has pretty sprayed edges all the way around. And of course it has beautiful artwork, quote on the front, or design on the front, design on the back with a quote as well. And then a beautiful reverse dust jacket with a cool artwork. I like this artwork more than the front cover, but either one is cool. And of course it's always signed by the author, which I find it really amazing. So I don't know too much about this one, except it's a first of a dystopian series, and I love that dystopians are like slowly coming back to 2026. I think it's just so cool that they're doing that now, and I want to go into this one as blindly as possible. This was on my May anticipated reads list that I always make, and I was just so stoked to see this in the owlcrate box. Also, it was on my Amazon wish list, and I was like, let me take this off since I don't need to buy it now. Okay, let's jump into some books I got from Amazon. I'm trying to see if there's anything else before. Oh yeah. Amazon, Penguin Teen, and the rest are Barnes. Okay. So earlier in the month of May, I bought quite a few books from Amazon this month. A lot of these are new releases for the month of May. So I got That Witch Feeds Us by Keila Kendall. This is a YA thriller that is a Hawaiian Gothic inspired fantasy. And my book club, Queer Reads, if you don't know, it's a book club called Queer Reads on Instagram, where we read queer and own diverse voices, and this is one of them. And we are reading this one in the month of June. So if you want to join us for that, let me know down in the comments below. Again, I go into my books very blind. It's set on a deserted island, and you have to try and find your way out. That's all I need to know. And then we have Young World by Simone Chanier. This is Simone Chanier's newest novel. He's the same author as The School for Good and Evil. And when I saw this at Barnes & Noble, I thought this was such a cool looking book because there's no dust jacket on here. Like, no dust jacket. It's like the actual hardcover case with cool, amazing edges. And I love this one because I've read everything else by Simone Chanier, and they all have been 5 or 4-star reads, which is amazing. I don't want to know too much about this one. I'll read you the back. It says, a teenage president, a global revolution, a shocking murderer, power, secret, sex, lies, betrayal. Welcome to Young World. Like, sold. And I read the first chapter at Barnes, and I was sold. So the next one I have is Verity Guild by Maya Corlin. I don't know how to say that first name properly. This one has been getting mixed reviews lately, but I'm hoping this one will be a hit for me. This is another book that I wanted to get from a L'Oreal, but they sold out the minute this book dropped, and I was so mad. I was like, this is one that I wanted. But nonetheless, I got this one from Amazon, and so look how pretty these edges are. Like, what? I'm so excited to have a copy of this one, and there's a interesting map here. I believe this is a adult fantasy standalone, or is the first of a new universe. As of right now, Goodreads says this is a standalone, but there might be more depending on how well these reviews will come in. I'm hoping it does well because I love the 5 Broken Blade series by this author, so I'm super stoked to see what this one's all about, and hopefully I'll love it. If I don't, I'll be so sad because I think I paid full price for that one. This next one, I've been hearing everybody and their mother talk about this one, and you know how earlier today I was like, oh, I love how dystopians are coming back. Here's another dystopian to add to my list, and that is Conform by Ariel Sullivan. Sorry for butchering your last name. This is a first book of a new YA fantasy duology. I'm not sure how long this one is, but the first time I heard about this book was from Cassaidy over at Covers with Cassaidy, and when she described this book, I was like, I'm sold. You can't even see the cover because of how white out my shirt is and the ring light is. I'm so sorry. But I feel like everybody and their mother is currently reading this, and I just need to know what the hype is about, you know? This is a 5-star feeling for me, and I just hope that it is. Okay, and then I got a book sent to me by Penguin Teen, and then I bought a book that's underneath Penguin Teen. I got You Found Oliver by Destin Thau. I read this one last year and I really loved it. And I found a signed copy at my local Target. Like, what? That's so cool. It's a signed copy of the sequel that I've already read. So this was such a fantastic read. I gave this 5 stars. It made me sob my eyes out. And I'm so happy to discover Destin Thau. And did you guys know that this book and You Reach Sam connect covers? So like if you have both of them together, they connect covers. Like, how cool is that? I don't know. I find nerdy stuff like that really cool. But nonetheless, I'm super happy that I've already read this, and I've talked about this last year, so check out my wrap up from last year. And then we also got another debut novel. We got The Secret World of Briar Rose. This is a queer Sleeping Beauty retelling from Sydney Pham. Sydney, congratulations. This is a #1 New York Times bestselling novel, and it just came out on June 2nd. So this is already out in the bookstores, so get your books wherever they're sold. Queer Sleeping Beauty retelling, yes please. I'm still stoked to get to this, especially during Pride Month. Look at these beautiful edges going all the way around. It's such a pretty book too, and like the end paper artwork, so freaking cool. I love how books are getting prettier and prettier by the day. Thank you, Penguin Teen, for sending me a finished copy of this one, and hopefully I'll read this in the month of June. If not, hopefully this summer, because I really want to get around to reading this one. Okay, getting down to the last stack. These are all books that I got from Barnes & Noble throughout the month of May. So let's just fly through these. Next book I have is Camp by Elsie Rosen. I'm hoping to read this one next week. Our live show for this is happening June 20th on Melanie's channel, so check her out down below. I've already talked about what Camp Season 1 is about, so definitely come read with us and talk about this with the author. I can't wait to meet Lev soon, and hopefully it's all good. And then next one I have is An Arcane Study of Stars by Sydney J. Shields. This is the same author who wrote The Honey Witch that came out a few years ago. I really loved that one when that one came out, and this is the author's second novel that she ever wrote. So I'm really stoked to see what this is about. It says, from breakout author comes a dark academia fantasy filled with an ancient secret society, bitter rivals, torture lovers, and dangerous deals made after dark. I have an e-arc of this on NetGalley, and you guys know I hate reading on my Kindle, so when I saw there was a beautiful paperback edition, I was like, yes, let me get it, and I'm so stoked to see what it is. I think this is another standalone, or it's another first book of a series, and I'm just terrible at researching books these days, but nonetheless, I'm so excited to see what this one's all about. And then this next one, my friend Lindsay over at She's Booked and Busy, or her book club, Homey and Homely Book Club, is reading Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This is an adult romance that everybody and their mother has been reading. So looking forward to seeing how this one goes. It's also super short, so maybe I'll squeeze this in the month of June and hopefully talk about this on the Fable app with everybody who's in Lindsay's book club. But nonetheless, I'm excited to see how this one goes, and maybe I'll watch the show after reading the book. Who knows? Next one I have is a new Casey West novel, and that is Stranger Things Have Happened by Casey West, of course. I haven't read We Met Like This yet, but when I saw this at Barnes & Noble for a buy one, get one 50% off paperback, I said, yes, please, you're coming home with me. And these green edges, they sold me as well. I'm not a huge fan of sprayed edges on a paperback, but for some reason, these green ones are just like popping out at me. Nonetheless, I've been hearing great reviews about this one. I know Gabby from Gabby Reads just raved about this. This says, can fake dating lead to real love? In Casey West's next sexy adult rom-com, two people must decide where the lie ends and the chemistry begins. Okay, little synopsis. And then speaking of Fonda Lee, I got Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is the next book in the Fonda Lee readathon that we're doing all year long with my friend Karaina and Kaylani, who I mentioned earlier. This is the first book of a popular series that everybody and their mother is reading. I'm the last one to get to this. I think this is a second person point of view, so I'm a little nervous to get into this one, but hopefully I'll love this one as well. Another book that I'm just going to fly through, and it's also a sequel, but it's very popular, that is Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. This is my next book in the series that I need to read. I read Game Changer last month, and I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars, so I'm a little hesitant going into the sequel, but I own the whole series, so I was like, might as well just binge it this summer. And then these last three I have is Bromantasy by Marie Roach. This was on my May anticipated new releases list that I have on Instagram if you want to check that out. Again, another book that I'm not a huge fan of that has sprayed edges, but it's pretty nonetheless. Queer male romance that's a cozy fantasy, and I believe it's a small town setting. So I love a good small town setting, which is funny because I'm not from a small town. Next one is also my June book club pick for queer reads, and that is The Open Era by Edward Smith. This one actually just came out on June 2nd, so happy belated book birthday to this one. This is our queer reads book club pick for the month of June. If you want to read along with us, come join us down in the comments below, or I'll add you into our group chat after this video. Nonetheless, super stoked. This is a male tennis story. It says love evens the score between two tennis players in this stunning debut romance, and this been getting all the hype and all the praise that it deserves, and I'm so stoked to see what this one has in store. I have the audiobook on Everand, so whenever I feel like I need a rom-com, I think I'm gonna pick this up. And again, it just feels like the perfect month to read this in, and a perfect summertime read. That's all I need to know. And last but not least, the last book in this book haul, my friend Mel over at Mel Reads, she and her Discord group that she has, they started reading this in May, so I'm a little behind on it, but that is Heavenly Bodies by Emian Rory, I think is the author's last name. I'm so sorry for butchering this. This was another option at Barnes & Noble where it was buy one get one 50% off. Holy moly. And I don't know too much about this. It's a very popular book from TikTok, and when I saw that it was going around my For You page, I was like, yes, let's pick this up. I know it's set at an academy too, and books set at an academy has just been like 5-star reads for me. So I feel like this is a 5-star potential, and that's a lot of pressure on the book and also on me. So I really hope I enjoyed this one. And there you have it. That is everything in the May book haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around, let's leave a... I don't know if there's an emoji of this, but let's leave a tennis racket or even a tennis ball emoji down in the comments below. If you don't feel like being chatty, leave that emoji down below. If you want to join my book club, leave a comment down below and I'll add you into our group chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos from me soon, and I'll talk to you guys in the comments below. Goodbye! Hello, bookish friends. I realized while sitting here editing a video for you guys for my May book haul, I was like, why is this monthly book haul so much shorter and we flew through those stacks like crazy? Is because when I went to go pick up some books, I set some books down on the floor, and I realized I never showed those books off to you guys. So I thought editing Drew here, why not we go through and talk about the books that I didn't show you guys? Which is funny, because the books that I didn't show you guys are new releases that I'm excited to read about. So, first up, this one just came out on June 2nd. We have Shadow Reaper by Nenny Noni. This is a first book of a new YA fantasy duology. Book 2 doesn't come out till next year, so sadly we'll have to wait a whole year for the sequel. But nonetheless, this has pretty sprayed edges with stars all the way around it. And I'm really stoked to be reading this one. My audiobook hold for this from Libby just came in, so hopefully I'll be reading this month. If not, I'll save it for July, because I feel like this might work for one of the prompts for Summerween, which is hosted by Gabby over at Gabby Reads. Nonetheless, I'm excited. It says, he was a reaper, she was a hunter, sworn enemies now and forever. Cute. Then I also got Call of the Dragon by Natasha Bowen. I got this one at Barnes & Noble in the month of May, along with a couple other books, but this one I was really intrigued. I read the synopsis in the store, and I also read the first chapter of this one, and I was super intrigued by both. The back of this one says, what would you do with the power of the two gods? An epic dragon fantasy from the author of instant New York Times bestselling series, Skin of the Sea. And then it just says that people are calling and the gods will answer. Moriam has only ever known peace in the kingdom of Kwa, thanks to the two dragon gods keeping an unspeakable evil at bay. But when the king tries to calm the god's power, or try to claim the god's power to himself, it all goes dreadfully wrong. The great dragons are injured and flee, and the world's darkest shadows are released. I'm intrigued. I can't wait to read this one. Again, another first book of a new series as well. Speaking of first book of a series, one I actually already read and loved, and I can't believe they're doing collector's edition of this one now, and that is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This is Tracy Deonn's debut novel that came out 10 years ago. Can you believe it's already been 10 years since this guy came out? Like, what the heck? It's so crazy to think about that. So I got this at Barnes & Noble as well. It's a beautiful collector's edition with no hardcover, or with no dust jacket on there, sorry. There's a quote on the back that says, some legends are meant to be broken. I won't say too much about this one, because everybody and their mother should know about this one, especially with the little bit of the Tracy Deonn controversy happening right now. But nonetheless, I will always support Tracy Deonn. She's one of my favorite authors, new to me authors, and I'm dying for book 4. Where's book 4, Tracy? I need it now. Next book is a new release that came out on June 2nd as well, and that was The Heirs by Frida Abiki Adiyami, I think is the author's name, if that's how you pronounce it. I'll find out this month. I have this on my June TBR as well, and I am super stoked for this. This is another YA thriller standalone novel, and it also has queer characters in here too. It says, 5 prodigies, 1 dead father, a mansion full of suspects. Need I say more? But yeah, we followed 5 different characters, and I'm really stoked to see what goes on in this one. I loved the author's last book, Ace of Spades. I haven't read Where Sleeping Girls Lie yet, but I have all 3 of her books, so maybe I'll binge read her last 2 releases that she has. And last but not least, the one that I forgot to show in the book haul is the beautiful hardcover exclusive edition of The Faraway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. This is a YA or adult fantasy, cozy fantasy. One of y'all will have to let me know which genre this is. This has the beautiful sprayed edges. Like, what? Are you kidding me? You're telling me I got this for like 20% off of the original price? Yes, please. I'm so stoked for this one. This sounds really amazing. I've read some thrillers by this author before, and I just never got around to reading her cozy fantasies yet. So I might start with this one, or I might start with The Spell Shop, because The Spell Shop has been getting a lot of recommendation from my friends for me to read. So maybe I'll pick up one of these this summer. I feel like these books are always great for summer or fall. So I will pick them up. Either way, you'll see this probably in the 2026 wrap up, whenever that will happen. But nonetheless, I'm super stoked to get to this one. This one, I don't know too much about it. It just says a cozy contemporary fantasy set in a quaint Vermont inn that proves sometimes magic is only a doorway. Whew, that was hard to read. But yeah, this is the last book that I have to haul. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. Without further ado, I'll see you on the flip side. Goodbye!